Are you ready for it? Hello, you guys. Let's get started.
Yeah, let's rock this shit.
Ready, go.
Which one are we watching first?
I don't know.
Of all time now, huh? So it's achieved that level?
Taylor Swift is really unique in that she is the first musician to become a billionaire just solely through music.
Really?
Nice.
Not even Michael Jackson.
He sold the label, and with it, her masters of her early work, to Scooter Braun.
Okay, wait.
It has begun.
I recognize this guy now. He was in the Demi Lovato doc.
Oh, was he?
I want to say he was somebody who was supposed to be helping her or trying to console her and whatever. I don't know. I could have sworn. It was a while back.
Who Taylor had long viewed as an antagonizer of hers.
Yeah.
This was
Calling Kanye an antagonizer, like
That's
putting
a nice way.
It's a
of
fucking
saying
nice way to do it. You don't get up on stage and derail someone getting a fucking award.
She knew Scooter expected her to sit down and shut up and be a good girl, and she wasn't going to take it that way.
Did you maybe stop and think about what it means when you activate your fans against someone?
Okay, so we've already got two sides coming through.
We're talking about the catalog of one of the most beloved artists in the world. There was a lot at stake.
Interesting already.
That's definitely going to be different. Like, as much as I'm already in favor of Taylor on this argument, I am open-minded to hearing the whole thing.
None of these investors have ever bothered to contact me or my team directly.
She seems genuinely in crisis. She's upset. You can tell that she is in kind of free fall about this. Taylor was very good at turning something that to most people is a really incomprehensible, unrelatable situation.
Yeah, music label.
I've made the songs, I've created them, I've written them, I've sung them, I deserve to own it.
I understand that, except for there's money that goes into getting her music out there. There's investments that go into her team, to all of the traveling. There's a lot of other sides. You can make amazing music, and yes, it is her music, but I'm assuming we're gonna get into the contractual side of it. There were other things that also made her as popular as she is, because if she just stayed singing in a cafe, we wouldn't know about her, but it was the money that's put into getting her in front of us as well.
You're literally putting a dollar sign on yourself. And it's hard to do that when you're younger, when you're inexperienced, when you haven't had all of the trials and tribulations of being a performer. It's a really shitty game.
Oh, we're going back. Oh, to when that happened.
Beyonce, who has the song Single Ladies, which is one of the biggest songs of that year.
Anytime I'm on the same list as people like Britney Spears and Beyonce, it's like, I can't even believe
this is
that.
album
I
of the
can't
year?
believe that I get to be at the VMA.
I think there's several different things. These are music video awards.
The award for Best Female Music Video.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance.
Which music video is it?
I don't know.
But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
That was so rude of him to do
Fucking,
that.
yeah, dude.
Insane.
All time.
Oh, look at her.
Taylor will talk about this later, about how after the VMA experience.
Such a bullshit.
Yeah.
And then
This
then
is
I
what
wasn't so
killed me
excited
when I saw
anymore
this the first time.
after that.
So were you a fan before?
Yeah.
Well, in the documentary that we watched, I think it was the
Miss Americana.
Miss Americana, she talks about how she thought they were booing her.
Yeah, that's what got me. Like this
And
whole
not
scenario.
booing
right
Kanye.
Here. Yeah.
There was this extra level of, oh no, a hero of mine doesn't think I deserve this award.
Fucking heartbreaking.
Something bad about Kanye
Yeah.
Yeah.
and how he ran up on the stage.
Oh, she wrote it herself.
I got security lining the stage.
She had a great moment where she made a joke.
Showed a picture.
The picture.
The building that Taylor Swift and Scott Borchetta built.
They built.
So Big Machine is a label in Nashville.
I would say that he's speaking more metaphorically.
Oh, okay.
Like just that they built the label together. Taylor was the big label that,
Okay.
you know, or the big artist that the small label.
It's like they built it?
I think it's more metaphoric. I think.
That this is a special talent,
that her
maybe a generational
dad?
talent. And Taylor's
Mom,
success, not surprisingly, attracts lots of artists.
It occurs to me how lucky I am, actually. I get so excited about it, and I wake up with a smile on my face, and honestly never thought I'd get to do this stuff.
Oh, she's such a baby there.
15-year-old Taylor was,
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Look how young.
she knew how to connect with people.
Baby.
She took
Oh
songwriting
my God.
seriously. She wanted to put in the work of learning to write songs.
That's smart right there.
She actually got bigger.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm gonna carry them as long as they'll let me have them.
How many are there?
I think 4. I think I saw 4.
Her unique skill as a songwriter and a performer is being able to say something very personal and make it feel very general. That's a really essential part of being a Taylor Swift fan, is kind of living her life alongside her.
That connection that she has, what they just said right there, of when she's hurt, I feel hurt. When she's happy, I feel happy. When she's sad, I feel sad. That is at the level of family.
I'm not necessarily a fan of that. I'm not. My experience is very different when it comes to Taylor Swift as well as her fandom. Where people are misinterpreting my first reaction, they're also basing my reaction off of their first impressions from previous reactors that might fit my demographic or might look like me or might just be that I'm a guy watching Taylor, you know, whatever it may be. I don't feel like any of that is fair.
She has a desire to be seen as a songwriter. Women in pop have historically and inaccurately been portrayed as just cogs in the machine, as not creative.
She definitely does that.
Now we're starting to talk more about the thing that I am a fan of Taylor of. Like, this is the stuff that makes me a fan of Taylor as a human being, as a person, and an artist, you know.
Is the ways that she's never lost that intensely personal way of writing, even as her life has got less relatable.
Yeah, it does always feel like it's from her diary.
Yeah, and the less relatable thing, I think, is maybe why she favors, that makes sense. To say it that way, I think makes sense, because it would make sense that a lot of her love songs would be kind of the more relatable part, you know, as she has grown into being a billionaire, which is not a relatable, you know, that is not a relatable scenario.
Insufficient funds.
I decided to propose to my husband while I was listening to a song from her album Reputation in the car. The song's called King of My Heart.
Oh.
Impacted me in such a way.
Oh my God. No. Wow.
No. See, I've just grown a little bit more a Taylor fan right there. That's fucking rad.
My God.
Oh my God, dude, that would make me cry.
Right?
I'd be a fucking puddle of mud right now. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
That's fucking amazing. That is so fucking rad.
You know, when she's singing about something that was truly heartbreaking or sad, you do want to pick up a pitchfork and be like, who hurt Taylor?
Yes. Yes, they do.
Get hit by a bus.
Oh, Justin.
Oh, that's the Bieber? Uh-huh. The Bieber?
Justin Bieber is a singer, and he's also being managed by Scooter Braun. Scooter Braun is a talent manager and a businessman, and he talks about Taylor Swift as this inspiration for Justin. But Scooter always wanted to be out there and be in front of the camera. And in clients' documentaries since then, he's often made himself a character.
That's a danger. That raises a red flag for me.
Yeah, because does he do what's best for his artist, or does he do what's best for him?
It would make sense if that was his actual goal, but it would also not make sense if the goal is more to try and just corral as many artists as possible. I mean, having Demi Lovato, there was a couple other artists that I think he managed that also started to revolve a little more around the addiction side of things.
Yeah.
Having kind of a self-destructive past. It just raises a red flag instinctively to me.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to look back at your documentary that you did, that you watched, of Demi Lovato.
Yeah,
like,
I felt that it favored him
intermixed.
too much. I felt it felt biasly made.
Taylor is very down to earth. There's no fakeness to her. Everything is very genuine, very real.
If you are watching this on YouTube, we just want to let you know that this video is actually 2 hours long in recording. So what you get on YouTube is only the highlights, and that's it. So if you want to watch the entire thing, come on over to our Patreon. On Patreon, we have several different album reactions, documentaries, constant new stuff on over for Taylor Swift, and chats and deep dialogue about it. So watch the entire thing, and we will be sure to put that link down below.
She was sitting in the back of her plane. I could hear her just throwing words together. And then basically in front of me, she ended up writing, "Ready for it."
Are you ready for it?
That would be a trip to be an assistant, just kind of witnessing that unfold right in front of you. And
yeah.
It being a song on an album later on, that would be a trip.
She wrote that.
What's up?
Yeah.
Right next to me.
Yeah. See, I would say that even if I didn't like the song. I was like, oh, that's the song I wrote. I saw that.
She was reduced down to who she was dating.
Yeah. Because it sold.
She's only gonna date you so that she can write a song about you. She is not doing anything different to how artists like the Beatles or Harry Styles
I totally forgot about
have
that.
written about their
What?
romantic life. But
yeah, so just like
Dude, I remember seeing that like back in the day, but I don't know. It's like
What?
a flash in my memory.
Twilight guy?
Yeah.
Taylor and Taylor.
Taylor and Taylor? What? He's
Taylor and
Taylor?
Taylor.
His name is Taylor. Oh my
Taylor Lawton, I think.
Oh
his name
my
is?
God, Tay and Tay.
Tay.
That's maybe is that where Tay?
I have no idea.
Taylor Swift's songwriting is positioned as weaponized victimhood. Her dating life was seen as a punchline.
Is that Loki?
It is. You were right.
Who are you seeing at the moment?
I don't really talk about that. I just
Well, why not? What's wrong with you?
God, there were so many clips from back in the day that I watch now that I'm like,
like you don't
ask that.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't ask a man this. Why are you asking a woman this? Like, and be like, I'm fucking a lot of people. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you give too much of yourself too soon? Would that
Fuck
be
off.
why this keeps happening?
I don't know why people think that. People think that about me. That's like, I think of...
Because you've had so many breakups, that's why.
God. And then she has to giggle and think it's funny and play it off.
When I was that age or when my wife was that age.
Right?
That's Dude Bro.
Yeah, Harry Styles.
I don't know who that is.
Don't think I saw how much
He looks familiar.
hearing those things would have affected her.
This screams paparazzi bullshit.
Yeah.
Right here.
Which was way
Like,
worse back in the day.
It's almost as if they couldn't find anything else to talk about Taylor, so this became the thing to talk about Taylor.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely fucking true and hypocritical because nobody would ask this of guys. Nobody would fucking ask this of any kind of other. And there's been like entire albums guys have written about women and breakups and their fucking, or guys or whatever, just relationships in general that have been about and circulating around that, and nobody
Several
gives them
albums.
any kind of grief or whatever.
She says that she was groped by a radio DJ called David Mueller at a meet
right.
and greet and gets
We have a
photographed.
photograph of it.
Yeah, dude.
He sued her for $3 million and she countersued him saying it was essentially sexual assault.
Oh, they didn't say it. She countersued him for $1.
Yeah.
I loved that part. That just got me. That was like, fuck you to the extreme, to sue back for $1.
And she asked that he pay her $1
Oh,
in
okay,
damages
okay.
as a kind of symbolic result
Yeah.
because it was more important for her to win on the principle rather than to get any money out of him.
He lost that suit.
Yeah.
Okay, because it didn't say that. Like, I was like, wait,
He sued her and she countersued him and she won.
I thought for some reason that you had to finish that trial of him trying to sue her.
No, it's all part of the same thing.
But she countersued him in order to combat that particular, So that's where I got a little confused.
Yeah.
On that.
In 2016, Kanye has his song Famous, where there's a very inflammatory line in there where he says that he might still have sex with Taylor Swift. Why? Because he made that bitch famous.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, he's just doing it for popularity.
He ends up making a video for Famous where Taylor, along with
Kanye
public
is such
figures
a
like
dick.
Donald
Jesus Christ, Kanye is such a dick.
Yeah, he is.
Wait a minute. Did he fucking put Taylor's face on there?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking
and
God.
then there's Kim Kardashian. It's all about
Holy
him.
fuck.
If you watch more recent interviews with Kanye, he's lost his damn mind.
I kind of want to maybe go down a Kanye rabbit hole and fucking see the downfall of this dude. Because from what I've heard, he's always been kind of crazy. But once he got into superstardom, like that's when he was, oh my God, that's when a lot of shit started coming out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is ridiculous.
For all my Southside niggas that know me best, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous.
Seriously, dude.
Jesus.
She references it in her Album of the Year speech.
That's a great outfit.
There are going to be people along the way who will try to undercut your success.
Look at her.
Or take credit for your accomplishments.
Yep.
Or your fame.
Yep. Good for her.
Kim Kardashian ends up posting to Snapchat
a secret recording of Kanye calling Taylor from his studio.
It has a very controversial line at the beginning of the song about you. Wait a second, you sound sad.
Well, is it gonna be mean?
No, I don't think it's mean.
Really?
I feel like Taylor Swift might owe me sex.
That's not mean.
She doesn't have the whole context.
No,
either.
not at all.
It's gonna be like, that stupid dumb bitch. Like, but it's not.
Oh my God, and it totally was.
Him asking for permission for the line, however, that is,
Right.
I made that bitch famous, which
Yeah.
had been
Yeah.
the source of a lot of Taylor's anger, was enough for people to flood her Instagram with snake emojis.
Really?
So,
Snake emojis?
so that was real. Because I only saw a glimpse of what that was in the last little bit, and I didn't get a sense that it was ever like proven that that was her, or
Yeah.
that wasn't a doctored
I guess that
tape.
was her.
I guess it was.
But that is a totally different line. That's
She
not
didn't have the
this-
full
And
context.
she even said, I thought you were gonna say like, fuck that bitch. Yeah, but he called her a bitch.
Where is the video of Kanye telling me he was going to call me that bitch in his song?
Yep.
It doesn't exist because it never happened.
It also wasn't the right line.
No,
it said,
it wasn't at all.
owed me sex. It's like still might have sex with Taylor. Like he also
Instead of
changed
saying
it.
like, I did.
So,
yeah.
dude, like, no, that seemed, no.
She moved countries. She said she was afraid to pick up the phone because she didn't know who she could trust.
Damn.
This was a huge deal for her, I think,
Damn,
psychologically
I didn't
and
know.
emotionally.
You know what's funny? I didn't even know any of this happened during this time.
Not to this extent.
I had no idea. I don't remember even hearing anything about this until I started learning about Taylor Swift over the last year.
Scooter Braun was managing Kanye.
Damn.
Taylor viewed Scooter as having something to do with Kanye's behavior.
Well, yeah, to push the marketing that way, to boost him up.
In the documentary Miss Americana, Taylor talks a little bit about what this experience with Kanye had done for her reputation.
I'm just tired of the...
Yeah, Miss Americana. That was such a good documentary.
She's very upset about the public really hating her and really not being on her side.
She was accused of constantly playing the victim to try and get sympathy and pity.
Where you sort of see him on a call with Scooter, and then he's asking Taylor, hey, what's up?
What?
It kind of reinforces this idea that these guys are arrayed against her.
Yeah, they are. They absolutely are.
Apologize for his behavior. But Taylor found it really traumatizing at the time.
Dude, all of that right there just felt like she just so ganged up on.
It absolutely
just
is.
so ganged up on, especially it all being fucking guys. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
For Scott, the owner of the Big Machine.
On behalf of Big Machine Records and our partners, Universal Music Group Worldwide.
It's a fancy frame.
Yeah.
She was a teenager, so she wasn't the Taylor Swift we know now.
Yeah.
Y'all want to hear some country music?
Nor was she the only one that could legally sign those contracts, though. Also,
Yeah, who
if she
signed
was
them?
her parents.
Yeah.
Her parents were the ones that also had to, legally.
Yeah.
Legally.
Taylor comes to Scott Borchetta and says, hey, I like to own my masters. We'll do a deal where you make another album for me, and then I'll give you the rights back to one of your old albums.
Wow.
Album for album?
Yeah.
They were using her desire to get her recordings back as some type of pressure point. Why they didn't just sell her the masters, period, without any strings attached, that's a question for them.
Well, yeah, because they wanted the money. They wanted more
yeah.
albums. They wanted more power. They didn't want to let her go.
They saw a big machine.
Uh-huh.
They saw a big money machine.
They saw money, and they didn't want to get rid of the money.
And this is the part of the money. This is exactly the part of the nature of money that I don't like.
Yeah.
Is that you end up owning people. It's
Yeah.
a whole political fucking argument for me.
People were nervous to speak on the record. I think people are quite intimidated by Scooter, and a lot of people would only speak if they were able to be anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're starting to dive in my red flags now. Like this is what I was waiting for. Is like his positioning, his wanting to stand out from a crowd of people who usually stand in the behind the curtain.
Yep.
All of that stuff, it may seem well-intentioned, but when you're talking billions of dollars, it raises red flags to me. He's no Taylor Swift.
No.
Let's just put it like that. Taylor Swift has made it a major focus of herself to be genuine in front of the people. She has never made it about money. She has proven that by only suing the guy for $1.
Yeah.
Instead of fucking countersuing him for the same amount she was being sued for. All this other shit, she has proven that time and time again. Scooter, on the other hand, makes billions of dollars hand over fist.
Yeah.
There's an agenda there.
What we heard over and over again was that Scooter is one of the most ruthless people in the business.
There you go.
Yep.
My musical legacy is about to lie in the hands of someone who tried to dismantle it.
Damn.
You can tell reading it that she is in kind of free fall about this.
A revenge porn music video that strips me naked.
That's the Kanye thing.
Has heard the word Scooter Braun escape my lips. It was when I was either crying or trying not to.
Damn. And then he's gonna sell it to him.
Kind of evidence that here I've been bullied by all these guys, but specifically by Scooter.
If you're watching this on YouTube, there's almost 2 hours of raw reaction that you are not seeing.
Yeah.
So you're only getting a glimpse.
If you don't want to miss out, then you need to come on over to our Patreon, because that's where you get the entire reaction, unedited and raw. Now on my Patreon, I also have album reactions and documentaries, and we deep dive into Taylor Swift. And on Danny's channel,
I would almost say the darker underbelly of the music industry as well as celebrity industry in general. More revolving around addiction and things of this nature at first, but maybe more.
so we'll be sure to put the links to my happy-go-lucky Patreon and his darker, deeper side down below.
Deadly
be sure
bananas.
to check it out.
I found out when it was online, like when it hit the news.
Damn.
I couldn't believe who he sold it to, because we've had endless conversations about Scooter Braun. And he has 300 million reasons to conveniently forget those conversations.
Oh, he sold them for $300 million.
There's always going to be the big guy, the man. That song, The Man.
Oh, The Man.
I'd be a fearless leader.
Such a good
I'd be
song.
an alpha type when everyone believes ya. What's that like?
Is that her?
I think so.
And one thing that comes up in a lot of those interviews is what she plans to do.
Now, I do have to say, Lover is my favorite album of Taylor Swift so far, though people have said I do need to go back to Midnights and re-listen to that. I did just react to it, and I absolutely loved it. So if you want to see me like lose my shit, watch my Lover album reaction.
Tells the world that she's going to start re-recording her early albums.
There was a lot of questions around whether this was even achievable.
After the re-recording commitment expired, to re-record her music, but she couldn't re-record her masters before 2020. And Scooter, I believe, was still becoming very wealthy off of her work in an unfair way.
Fuck, I'm sure. That's what it all boils down to, right? It's just, it all boils down to fucking money.
Scott Borchetta and Scooter Braun have now said that I'm not allowed to perform my old songs on television because they claim that would be re-recording my music before I'm allowed to next year. And also told my team that I need to stop talking about him and Scooter Braun.
They're trying to bully her.
To her is very clear, be a good girl and shut up.
Damn, and for her to say that, the message being sent to me is very clear, basically, be a good girl and shut up or you'll be punished. That is some, like, you can see the picture, like that is like triggering, at least for me as a woman, that's very triggering when someone tells you to sit down and shut up and be a good girl.
As she says it, turns to her fans for help.
Yeah.
Female musicians start posting about it, and it becomes this whole kind of big moment where Taylor is defining the story of what the Masters dispute is.
Wait, I want to see. She can't sing these songs, her life's work, with her fans. How can a record label do this to an artist? And then it just had Cher saying that she can relate to this 2 million times.
Jesus, she was
a woman having the nerve to speak out and being shut.
Solidarity with Taylor here. This sounds awful, and people wonder why music hasn't had its Me Too moment.
Men controlling women's artistic output. It sets this real kind of moment in time for her to be the David in the David versus Goliath story. Taylor opens the VMAs with a performance of The Man. She turns up wearing this oversized men's white shirt with the names of all her albums plastered on it.
Yep.
It is a big pointed statement.
Yep, look at that. Those are all of her albums that
Dude,
they've
that
taken
shirt's
from
probably
her.
worth a lot of money.
Right?
I mean, that's a statement and a half.
I wonder if it's in some like hard rock casino somewhere.
Oh my God, dude. Nobody's like, hang on to that shirt
Yeah.
forever. Nice job, Taylor.
It's kind of a visual masterstroke because it's turning this contractual boardroom fight into something much bigger.
And all of the little kids with them. Get it, little ones.
After she had gotten permission to perform this music and assert her power very publicly.
Hang on. I thought they said the only way that she would be allowed to is if she stopped talking about them. So how did I miss that? Did you hear that?
I think it was that she had gotten permission to perform something and she didn't perform it. She performed that instead.
But she did,
her
though.
older album.
Because I've seen that performance. I've reacted to that performance. She had songs from her older albums in it. I don't know.
Well, you are being too loud or you're being too annoying or you're feeling too much in public. And that's kind of the whole Taylor Swift experience.
The most rage-provoking element of
Long Pond Studio Sessions. You gotta watch this.
Yeah.
She has spoken out to Aaron Dessner, her producer, about the way that women are not allowed to have a kind of response to an emotional situation without being viewed as the villain.
That was a really interesting part too. And I'm excited because we're gonna actually rewatch. I've already seen the Long Pond Sessions. We're gonna rewatch it together and I'm gonna get him to watch it. And so it'll be his first time, but for me, it'll be a rewatch and it's gonna be really interesting rewatching it with this new information that comes in.
Yeah.
But that was that was really early on in my discovery of Taylor Swift. So it's been a while and I feel like when I go back for these rewatches with you, I'm gonna have a whole other perspective.
That speech that she gave was such a strong moment. She spoke up in front of a room of his peers to show that she wasn't scared.
But he's always been nice to me when I'm raising valid concerns about artists and their rights to own their music. And of course he's nice to you. If you're in this room, you have something he needs.
Damn.
That he could buy me. But I'm obviously not going willingly.
I almost want to. I gotta see this.
I want to see that
I gotta
whole
see
thing.
that.
According to Taylor, in the process of trying to buy back her master recordings from Scooter Braun, she wasn't even allowed to see the financials of the deal before she would sign an NDA, basically saying that she would never say anything bad about Scooter Braun ever again.
Oh my God. That's
No.
so dumb.
No way I would sign that. You fucking fight, Taylor.
Oh, he sold them.
That Scooter Braun's company, Ithaca Holdings, recently sold the master rights to the pop star's first 6 albums.
But with the caveat that he would still keep profiting from Taylor's masters. Like, that is a specific clause that he demanded to be included.
Motherfucker.
As soon as we started communication with Shamrock, I learned that under their terms, Scooter Braun will continue to profit off my old musical catalog for many years.
Damn.
Yeah, immediately I felt like Shamrock was probably something he's connected to.
That's
and
what
was
I
able
would
to
feel
get
like
out.
he
Immediately I knew
owns or something
Yeah.
like that, and he's just trying to like wash the image of it so it's no longer him against her. It's now the Shamrock, and then she might let it be, and people will be like, well, you know, at least it's not him anymore.
I feel like my bias at the beginning of this whole thing is just being confirmed by this completely. If you feel like you have to spend money or contractually obligate people to stop calling you a piece of shit, you're probably a piece of shit. It's like, sorry, bro, but you know, maybe stop doing piece of shit things.
Yeah.
Kind of a conversation started amongst fans themselves when this happened about whether it was truly ethical to be listening to her old work at all at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that just stopped listening to her music.
She's turned it into a moral battle. She made everybody look at what was right.
And she is willing to pursue it to the very last avenue.
Oh, I'm sure.
The truth didn't matter. She had the ability to rally her fans.
Tell Scott and Scooter how you feel. Well, if you know Taylor Swift's fan base, one could imagine any number of reactions.
When it gets to a place where there's death threats, I just think it's got out of hand.
Yeah.
And therein lies the fucking, see? And I fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's going to be interesting.
So what we just watched is clearly the Taylor side of things.
I didn't feel
even
like
know.
it was biased in any way, though. I felt like they did a good job of kind of trying to do it from Taylor's perspective.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was in favor of Scooter Braun. As a matter of fact, I think I learned more about that side from this than I have so far from the other stuff I've seen from Taylor.
Yeah.
You know.
So it'll be interesting to see the other half and see the Scooter side of things.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to still watch, though.
I'm still in the middle. I'm not, I don't know. I'm trying to stay in the middle as much as I can.
See, I'm not even the Taylor Swift fan. I'm like, fuck yeah, Taylor, what's going on?
I don't know. I just want to hear, I always want to hear the other side.
I do want to hear the other side.
Because there's been too many times in my life where I've jumped to assumptions by hearing one side, and then I hear the other side and go, ooh, wait a second.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys, I'll see you in the next one.